Friday night, talk about whatever you want. We sent the invite out to Sarah. I don't know if she'll be joining us shortly or not, but we get into it.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo,
Yeah.
no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pace start.
You're so ready for your close-up.
So,
We're finding you don't have to hide your skin, just your background. One series of TikTok
They-
is better, getting more people clear.
I guess they,
Don't take if you're allergic to some TikTok. Serious reactions can occur.
I guess they signed somebody else today. Um,
To the practice squad?
Yeah.
So Jaron Hall, is Jaron Hall coming back or did he sign with somebody else?
Aaron Hall has not signed up with anybody, and he is not back on the practice.
I heard he was a little upset. So
Yeah. See who did they? Yeah. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah, I mean I can see why he'd be upset, but it's a business. I mean, they made a business decision. So
Yeah, definitely.
you know. So yeah, I mean, don't know much about the Rippin kid. I don't think Rippin's very good, but hopefully we'll never have to play him. That's all I can say.
Yeah. If we had to play him, it'd be like last year. And
Mullins is still with the team. Why?
back up.
Just go get Tannehill. Hell. No, there's Sarah.
So I don't know if I want Tiny Hill or not.
Tannehill?
Yeah.
If he's a backup, I can take him as a backup, not as a starter. So
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
yeah, we got you.
Yeah, like I was kind of confused about Jaron Hall, but then at the same time, I'm like, I get it because then you don't really want to trot him out there if it comes to that situation, you know?
Sounds like he's got an injury too. He got hurt. So they had Hall going. Hall's got an injury. So they didn't. They said it was a leg injury. That's all they said.
And I think it would be good for him to spend another year on the practice squad so that next year he can be the backup to McCarthy.
Yeah, if I was him, I would come back. The Vikings said they wanted to sign him back and bring him to a practice squad, but he sounded like he was a little upset and he wasn't gonna.
Or if he wants to go somewhere else, that's fine. But I mean, Mullins and Darnold are up for. I mean, their contracts are done this season, you know, and so
Yeah,
if he goes on the practice squad next year, he's gonna more than likely be the backup to McCarthy.
yeah, that's
Unless
probably.
he thinks he has a better chance of being a starter somewhere else. I don't know where, but
Yeah, I don't think he signed with anybody as of right
Hasn't
now.
signed with anybody yet, so he'll probably re-sign with the Vikings. He still wants to
yeah,
get
he
paid.
probably
Yeah,
needs to let his ego get over it first.
plus you got to see what his injury is. How bad is
Did they ever announce what his injury was? I don't think they did.
Said
They
he had a
just said
leg
it was
injury.
a leg injury.
Yeah, they said it was a leg injury. Didn't say anything after that.
Speaking of leg injuries, did you guys see the game last night?
Which
What
one?
game?
Quarterback for North Carolina,
Nope.
Brad Johnson's son.
Yeah, he got knocked out of the game.
broken leg.
Yep. He got knocked
Against the
in the knee.
Gophers?
Yeah, they played the Gophers last night. Brad
Dang.
Johnson was the starting quarterback for North Carolina. Hey, JJ. And
Well, there goes his season.
yeah, of course the Gophers lose on a missed a late field goal.
Yep.
I didn't really watch the game because I was busy doing other stuff, but I heard they kind of deserved to lose the game.
They did offensively. They look like horseshit offensively. Same offense that PJ Fleck has paraded out there for the last how many years he's been here? Too long. Defensively, the defense.
I don't see the attraction of PJ Fleck.
There is no. He's a used car salesman. That's all he is.
Didn't he just get extended to?
Yeah, they're going to extend him.
Good God.
Yeah, well, he's good friends with Mark Coyle, the AD.
So, in other words, we are not going to be competing anytime soon. So, don't even bother being upset.
Well, if you thought the transfer portal last year was bad, just wait till this year. It's going to be worse.
We might not even have a team.
Well, Wisconsin is barely beating Western Michigan right now. So,
huh?
I said Wisconsin's barely beating Western Michigan right now.
What's the score?
You guys think
10-7.
Shador's going to get drafted first round?
It's on ESPN?
No, FS1.
Okay.
What was that, Sarah, question?
I said, do you guys think Shador will get drafted first round?
Depends on how much of aggravation his dad is going to be.
If I was a team, I don't think I would want to draft him just from all the baggage he comes with. It's going to be so much distractions, you know?
Travis Hunter would be a first round pick.
It's going to be a media circus.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a media circus if you take Shador.
One thing I noticed, though, is that it's the first time Deion Sanders has been criticized. He's not handling it well.
Well, and Deion said there's only going to be a couple of teams that he's going to let Shador go to. Like, wow, really? Like, can you be any more entitled?
They can say that, but, you know.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to draft him just because of all that baggage that comes with. It's not worth the headache.
No, like I said, it's a media circus. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that media circus.
JJ, when you get to our age, that's happened so many times.
What has?
Yeah, when we were
your age, are talking, but your heart broke by the purple.
At your age, at the age you're at now, JJ, I had already seen the Vikings lose 3 Super Bowls,
and we were all hopeful. At your age, we still are, but you know.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. After a while, you get cynical. You keep hoping, but you get cynical.
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I didn't even care about the Timberwolves anymore until this past season. Like, wow, they're actually doing something.
Yeah, that's why. And when they were doing something, that's why I kind of kept my composure about it, because I'm like, okay, guess what? This is the Timberwolves. They're not used to doing this. So,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Enjoy your high school years, JJ, because when you look back at it, you know,
it goes by fast.
It goes by fast, and there's no other time like that in your life. So enjoy it.
I just hope it doesn't take us another 20 years to get to the Western Conference again.
Oh God!
Well, the Vikings are usually every 10 years or so, every 8 years or so, is when they go to a conference final. So.
No, the Timberwolves. It took them 20 years.
Oh, the Timberwolves?
Yeah, it took them 20 years. Well, hell, it's been what? How many years for the Twins now? 20 years, 30
91.
years. Yeah.
Long ass time, too.
91 since in the World Series, and of course, they had that streak where they won a playoff game.
They were doing so good, and then like this last week, it's like what the fuck?
Oh, they went back to being the Twins. Everybody's hurt, and they have no
So they
pitching.
won tonight.
When you need it down the line, they just don't have it. And I don't know how Rocco keeps a job, but
Yeah, I'm upset that they let that one pitcher go. Like Sonny, whatever.
Sonny Gray.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
did.
don't think he wanted to be back. I think he got tired of being bowled in sixth inning every time he started. Because he's the one who mentioned it about going longer in games and all that.
the Twins need new owners. That's what they need.
Well, the thing
Yeah.
about it is the Polads are second or third richest owners in all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, but they're freaking
They're
cheap
just
as
cheap.
hell.
Yeah, they are cheap. They are cheap.
Yeah. What else? These? Yeah.
Like if you thought Glenn Taylor was bad, oh my lord, the Polads are like,
No, the Polads are worse. They own the radio station.
yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready.
So, anyways, you guys, my neighbor. See, this is why I don't talk to him, and he wonders why. Like today, he brought a pack of cigarettes over for me, and then I was like, oh well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. I didn't ask for it or anything, but thanks. And then he was like, yeah, I think about you all the time. I'm like, okay, dude. We have to live next door to each other for like the next 30, 40, 50 freaking years. Like, quit being
Maybe he doesn't want to
creepy
live next
now.
to
I
you.
mean,
Wow, is that
Maybe he doesn't want to live next to you anymore, Sarah.
uncomfortable?
yeah, it's like now it's uncomfortable, and
What up,
I'm
Mary?
gonna have to avoid you. Like, quit being creepy.
Because
Because he said that to me before, and it creeped me out. Because he was like, "Yeah, when you come out to smoke, I like watch you from inside my house all the time." I'm like, "Okay, dude. Like,
Okay, so
somebody."
these are my hands are window blinds. Here's him. He's like,
I'm just like, somebody needs to teach this dude uh how to talk to people in public. Like, seriously, this is like what you should not be saying to your neighbor who's a chick, because it would freak any neighbor out, you know?
so
And
how'd your
so
job
after
thing
he
go?
said that to me, I stopped talking to him. And so he was like, one day he was like, did I do something or say something to upset you? Because you don't talk to me anymore. I'm just like, no. But I'm just thinking in my head, like, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, you just told me that you watched me from inside your house, you know? And so I avoided him for a couple years. And then this summer, I like started being a little bit more friendly and said hi. And so then he does this shit again. I think about you all the time. I'm just like, okay, dude. But this time I straight up told him, that's creepy. That's making me really uncomfortable, you know? So he's like, oh, really? Does it? I'm like, what do you think?
How'd you get so lucky to get a weirdo next door to you?
Tell me about it. I'm like, God damn, now we're going to be stuck being uncomfortable for the next 50 years. God damn.
Yes, JJ, I'm going to be there.
I'll be at Skullfest, JJ.
I think he asked you, Sarah, if you were going to be there.
Oh, I don't know yet, because I still have to talk to my relatives that's in Milwaukee, because my uncle, remember how I told you guys he passed away, but they haven't done his funeral yet, so I'm not sure when that is yet.
How'd the job go?
Oh, it's this coming Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
it's for a position I really want, so on Monday I'm gonna have to like prep.
Well, Monday's a holiday, so hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Monday's a holiday.
Yeah, so Monday I'm gonna spend the day prepping for like interview answers and whatnot. Because my interview is Tuesday at 9 a.m. I'm like, oh great. That's a bit early, but
Hey,
cool.
I would watch YouTube videos
Yeah.
on how to prepare for an interview and all that type of stuff. And
Oh,
because
like
if you say like the wrong thing or stuff like that,
you know how like at the end of the interview they always ask you, "Do you have any questions?"
always ask questions.
Yeah, like what are some questions that would be good to uh, ask?
What's why is it good to work for you? What separates your company from other companies? What can I expect working here?
Good one.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask like what what would you say I would need in order to be successful in this position? Something to that effect, but not like that wording, you know? Like what are some whatever that would help me be successful?
You mean like what? Do you, what? So are you saying? Are you asking us like to ask them?
Like that's a
So would
question.
it be like what do you guys have in place to make me like a better employee and stuff like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Curtis. Man, you are so helpful, Curtis.
I'm good at this.
If if I could, I would give you 10 points.
Yeah. Always ask questions when you go to a job interview, even if it's just one.
Yeah.
Uh, don't ever not ask a question.
Hang on, I'm grabbing a piece of paper so I can write that down. Can you say that again? What resources? Did you say what resources?
Well, you were saying what resources do you guys have to like make me a better employee to fit your all's needs? Like, is it continuing education classes? Stuff. Is it one? You guys do it one on ones or stuff like that.
Okay. And what was that first one you brought up?
Why is it?
Why
Why?
should I work here?
Yeah. What makes it good to work here? What separates your company from other companies, and why is it good to work here? It just shows that you're really interested.
Yeah, it's for the city. So I'm hoping I get this
Well,
job.
anytime you can get a government job is good.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. So I am dropping the link. If anybody wants to join.
So Lewis Seen, he went to the Jets and then he went to Buffalo.
Yeah, he Anthony Bard the Jets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Jets. The Jets.
Quasi helped him. Quasi helped him. Quasi actually called the GM in Buffalo and got Buffalo to sign him. The Jets are a dumpster fire. They're bad.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're just mad because you know how Kirk screwed them, Anthony Barr screwed them, now Lewis Seen.
Yeah, but they're just that team has got more drama than worse than a damn soap opera.
Yeah, like
Um,
if the first 5-6 games don't go well, oof, I'm gonna eating
well,
popcorn watching that drama unfold.
yeah, by the time they go to London, they're probably going to be hell. We don't even know if Salah's going to be the head coach. I
Because
mean,
their first game is against San Fran.
yeah, and that ain't gonna. That's
Good
not.
up, Lord.
Man, I am so glad that freaking Ayuk shit is finally done with. I'm just like, oh my lord, has been the like longest bullshit trade.
He
Not
drew it.
trade.
He drew it out, and in the end, he took the money that was offered him the first time.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's
he's
another
not like
one.
a
That's like,
top 5, so I don't know why he would think he would get more than 30.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, this league is now a wide receiver driven league, so he thought he could make money. I did see about that. I did see that Minnesota Sport.
yeah,
I did see that.
he was a good player too.
Yeah.
Who? What?
Johnny Gaudreau, the hockey player.
Yeah, him and his brother died in a car crash, hit by a drunk driver. They were in.
They got hit from behind.
Yeah, they were there for their sister's wedding, and it was a drunk driver that killed him.
And it's always the drunk driver that survives. That's just crazy,
Well, they say because they say a lot of times reason drunk drivers survive car accidents and stuff like that is because they don't tense up when they get into the accident like most people do.
Oh,
So-
because they don't feel anything, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah.
One thing I tell all my people that are going up for interviews, ask, always
You're
keep
like-
your answers to under 2 minutes.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Always keep your answers to under 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And have you ever heard of the STAR system?
Nope.
That is situation, task, action, and result. That's a great way
Be right back,
to.
guys. Be right back.
Situation.
That's a great
ask.
task, action, and result.
Action.
So a lot of companies like hearing the STAR method.
Hey, Sarah, is this a government job?
Yeah, it's with the city of Minneapolis.
Oh, it's not a federal job. It's a city job.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it was a federal job. That's why that's why I put in the comments. Join the thrift savings plan. But that's a government pension.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always the biggest thing would be biggest red flags. That would be the biggest thing to look for. Like the worst thing you could say in like job interviews and stuff like that. They do like short answers. Don't reveal. Don't give too much information. Don't give them any unneeded information. Will be another thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why the STAR method is perfect. You answer it. This was the situation. This was the task. This is the actions we took to do it, and these were the results.
Because they're going to more than likely ask you, what did you do? What give us a situation where you handle a problem, but where stupid shit like that. They always ask.
Yeah.
I spilled coffee on the woman that was interviewing me once. That's how I lost the job.
Fuck her. She can't take a joke.
So, hey, guys, I was talking to my buddy back home, and we were talking about, he's a Bear fan, we're talking about the Bears Vikings, and how both this year, our first rounds could be home runs with two guys. The Bears got the quarterback and the receiver. We got McCarthy. And we were talking, the only other time we could think when it was a really huge home run in the first round was that 64 draft for the Bears getting Sears and Buckus at the same time. Can you think of another time teams just hit it out of the park with 2 first-round picks?
Yeah, the Texans last year.
Well, I mean, last year that's still a lot of playing time. I mean, it's on that trajectory, but I mean, they could both get hurt next. I mean,
The Jets.
Did the Steelers have 2
Wilson
first-round
and
picks in that one? Yeah, on that one draft, Tony, where they got like those Hall of Famers.
The Jets when they drafted Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson.
Notice I don't. Who did the Steelers pick number 1 in 74? Was that Lambert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
they only
else
had
74.
They got Lambert that draft. They got Mike Webster that draft, but Webster was way down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about the first round when a team picked.
Well, very few teams get 2 first rounders.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I could just think of the Bears with
anytime, Lord.
Well, the Bears got lucky. They got the Kansas Comet, and then they end up getting Butkus. I mean,
well, they took Butkus first. They drafted Butkus third. And
my new world order Megadeth shirt on.
And we got Gene Washington and Alan Page in 67.
Yeah, we got Washington, Page, and Clint Jones.
Yeah.
We have 3.
We have one Hall of Famer. Yeah.
Washington was on his way to 2 if his knees hadn't gone bad.
Who did we draft that one year when we had 3 first-round picks?
Sharif Floyd,
Rhodes, and Cordero Patterson.
Oh yeah, Cordell. Wait, I think Harold Smith was a part. They drafted 2 players that year. They got
Harrison Smith and Khalil.
Yeah, that's right. And then,
Interesting in that 64 draft, there was 4 Hall of Famers drafted in the first round.
It was 65.
Or 65. Who'd the Lions take in the first round in that draft? No?
Wasn't Lem Barney, was it? Lem Barney was 67.
No. He ended up not playing for the Lions because there was the AFL also. But Fred Biletnikoff of the Lions.
Oh, okay.
And then the interesting thing, the 5th overall pick, the Cowboys took Craig Morton. Was it Morton, the quarterback, that ended up playing with Denver?
Yeah. That was Morton.
Yeah. So the year before they took Stahl back, but I don't think they were real high on him because he was still in the service.
Well, they took Stahl back, but he still had service. He still had to go.
Right. So Greg Morton played.
So he didn't get to the team till 69.
Right, and Greg Morton played until he was ready.
Yeah, and Craig Morton.
Morton went to Denver, right?
Went to the Giants first. He went to the Giants first, then he went to Denver.
Interesting thing, though, the 14th pick, the Cardinals took Joe Namath. Do you think there would have been a chance if Namath got drafted by the Cowboys and he was guaranteed to start?
No, he would have had knee surgery.
Well, but the Jets offered him a ton of money.
Well, not only that, but the Jets also gave him a Cadillac.
Yeah, he got a Cadillac out of it.
Yeah.
But he goes to the Cowboys. We might never hear of Roger Staubach.
No, he was going to the Cardinals, and if he was going to the Cardinals, he probably would have been a Jet eventually because they probably would have traded him.
Well, the Cardinals were a 10-win team that year. So I don't know who they had at quarterback, but he probably wasn't guaranteed.
Was it Hart?
Hart. They got Hart in 67. Might have been Charlie Johnson.
Yeah, it was Charlie Johnson.
Yeah.
He wasn't guaranteed to start on a 10-win team, but he probably would have been guaranteed to start at Cowboys.
Well, back then, even when they drafted you number 1, it didn't mean you were going to play.
Yeah.
He could have sat.
But didn't the Jets offer him a crap load of money?
At that time, yes, and a car.
Yeah.
Got a car out of it.
Because I remember a girl I went to school with, her dad was a former first-round pick.
Jet green Cadillac with a white vinyl top.
Yep.
And I asked him, he was drafted by the Redskins and the Raiders in the first round. And I remember asking him, why'd you go to the Redskins? And he said, it was the established league and it was more money. I went where the money was.
Which is weird because the AFL a lot of times pays more than what the NFL teams did. The NFL, a lot of the NFL teams were the NFL. We don't have to pay more.
Well, hell, the Vikings lost Bobby Bell. and Jim Dunaway to the AFL because they didn't want to pay him.
And Tom Keating.
But I didn't know the Lions drafted Blitnikoff. Yeah.
I ain't shocked. You know, the Lions didn't have any receivers either, so
That must have been a pretty a good college class when there's two guys who that you have awards named after were in the draft.
Well, the Lions had two offensive rookie of the year awards. I think Earl McCullough, and no, it wasn't offensive rookie of the year. One was Earl McCullough, and was it Len Barney? Two rookies of the year in a row.
yeah, Barney was a cornerback.
Yeah. So Barney got rookie of the year, and Earl McCullough.
Yeah.
So hey, Davey, did you hear what I said about Hall? I'm kind of thinking the Vikings might have been like, this guy is going to be hurt all the time. You know, there's just some people that don't have the body to take the abuse of the NFL. Hasn't been hit too many times, and he's been injured twice already. I just think they were like, cut him loose. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, they
Seems
cut him
logical to keep him.
They cut him loose and he was hurt. So
Yeah, they said he had a leg contusion. How serious was his leg contusion?
I have no idea.
Where was it? And Kwesi, I posted something a couple of minutes ago that he had a presser, and he said, he didn't want to have like another. He didn't say it specifically. He wanted didn't want another Josh Dobbs situation, but that's what he was implying.
Yeah, I tried to listen to Kwesi's presser yesterday, and I was just like, to me, it's word salad. I can't. It's hard to listen to.
The Hall move was the most confusing one of all the cuts.
I just figured they think he's going to be hurt all the time. Can't take it. I really do. That's the only reason
Or they literally have no idea what they're doing.
Well, we got the quarterback whisperer.
Sometimes I'm thinking they have no idea what they're doing. And
I'm glad they signed Myles Gaskin. That guy, I was looking forward to seeing him on the regular roster.
They did that that they wouldn't have to guarantee him money, huh?
Probably. Also, Nwangu failed his physical, so he's a free agent again.
Yes. Somebody said he failed the drug test.
No, he failed his physical.
Physical.
Well, I think the drug test is part of the
That's
physical.
That's probably why they cut him.
They would have said if it was a drug test.
Yeah, I heard somebody on another stream on Rap Stream. They said about a drug test. I don't know if it's true or not.
No, I heard it on. I forgot. It was one of those football shows. They said it was because of a physical.
Where did he
Well,
sign?
he didn't look hurt when he was
the physical was with the Saints.
Okay.
Yep, the Saints. So he's back to being a free agent. So,
and didn't Seam go to Buffalo?
Yep.
Yeah, with the help of Kwesi, he went to Buffalo.
Well, usually Dylan and I would agree with you, but what happened with the Vikings last year? We kind of need to know about.
Well, and the defensive coach at Buffalo was Seam's coach at Georgia.
Yeah, and plus you don't want to go to the Jets are just a dumpster fire. You do not want to go there.
Well, let Buffalo deal with it.
You know.
That ship failed.
Buffalo lost so many people on defense. He's going to play. He's going to play quite a bit.
Well, that's why I don't know why people think so highly of Buffalo this year. I'm like, they lost a lot of players on defense. They have like nobody on offense except for Josh Allen. So I don't get where they're like still ranked like top 10 and they're favored to win the East. I'm like, how?
Well, because it's Josh Allen. They won the East. How many times they won the East recently?
Yeah, but I mean, he doesn't have like anybody to throw the ball to. They got rid of everyone.
Well, a good quarterback will make a receiver good.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
but he needed Stephon Diggs to go there to make him better. So
Yeah,
hope,
and he lost both. He lost both Diggs and Davis.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I think there's a lot of quality receivers out there just waiting for their chance.
that's the whole thing with the way football is nowadays. If you're a wide receiver, that's
Yeah,
where the
but
money is.
they were saying Coleman, the second round pick that they drafted, wasn't all that during camp. So
He better he better straighten it up quick because
Well, it's regular season now. Camp is something you can look at, guys, but there's a lot of people who practice bad and play great.
I don't think they had confidence in Jaron Hall. Ripken knows the offense because he was with the Rams when KOC was there, just like Nick Mullins was in San Fran with KOC and Kwesi. So they're getting people who know the offense. So
And it's a third string quarterback, so no reason to
if Ripken's playing for the Vikings, the season's lost anyway.
that's a third string quarterback. Yeah, but guess what? Darnold's no guarantee to make it through a freaking game with that goddamn offensive line of Bradbury and Ingram. Give me a break.
they should trade Ingram to the Patriots.
The Patriots
What?
already got one of our linemen. They got low.
Yeah, they can take Ingram too because they need O line bad.
How many starts does the right guard have?
That's
Or the
Ingram.
left guard?
The left
What's
guard,
that?
Brandel.
I think he started. O'Neal got hurt. Didn't he play some tackle?
Yeah.
And when Darisaw was out, he covered.
Whatever.
So he hasn't played guard, but
Darisaw got hurt and they had Oli Udo out there because that was his natural position.
So when O'Neal got hurt, they had Brandel out there.
Yeah.
so he's a question mark too. I mean, we really don't know how good he's going to be.
The interior offensive line and the defense and the interior defensive line are the two biggest question marks for the Vikings.
And they have
To Ingram, one knock on Ingram that's not his fault is when you're a rookie or first, second year guy, if you have a good center to help you out, it's going to make you look a lot better. He got thrown into a pretty terrible position having Bradbury there. So I haven't given up on the guy yet. I think you get a decent center and Ingram looked all right.
Yeah, I heard that rumor too, Dylan, that the Viking.
Yeah, his name's out there. He's still on the Browns roster, right?
Yeah, he's third string.
Who?
DTR.
DTR.
Thomas
Yeah, no,
Robinson.
they kept all four of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, and he's third string, so I wouldn't mind DTR. I wanted them to draft him. I think they were going to draft him, but he got taken by the Browns 20 picks before Lewis seen. So,
Well, we'll find out next week about our interior offensive line because New York's got some good defensive tackles.
Well, hell, Dexter Lawrence is going to be lined up on Bradbury. We already lost.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. He's going to line up on Bradbury. I mean, he's probably just waiting for this game on Bradbury because Bradbury hasn't gotten any better since 22.
I'm
going
to do exorcism before next week so that Sam Darnold doesn't see any ghosts.
Only thing
even with the team they have, they should beat the Giants.
I'm uneasy about it, though, because historically the Vikings do not play good against New York teams on the road, the Jets or the Giants.
Well,
no, I said my dog is stinky because she.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones doesn't have Saquon Barkley now either.
Yeah, who's their running back?
She cheated.
I have no idea.
my wife goes, "What are we, 5?" She tuned
I'm
in.
thinking probably a rookie.
But traditionally, they don't play well in the Meadowlands. They just don't.
They've actually done better the last few years. They used to be pretty. They used to stink up the joint, but they've actually done pretty well recently.
They owned Eli Manning for a couple of seasons.
Yeah, Manning, I think, had the worst record of all against teams was against the Vikings.
Speaking
Really?
of,
Yeah.
Oh,
being
yeah.
stinky, the White
Yeah,
Sox
he had like 2 or 3 games where he threw like a couple of pick sixes.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
one
he
game he
scored-
threw 3.
that Darren Sharper had one. I remember he ran back.
Harper, Lieber, and Greenway had
Yeah.
pick sixes.
Yeah, I think we racked up like 40-something points against the Giants.
Yeah. Yep.
But if
Well,
you know
did
what,
guys hear,
guys, if you know what, you should take comfort. You know, being that I live in the New York area, the local media does not give the Giants much of a chance to do anything this year.
What are they saying about the Jets?
The same thing. I think they did. Vegas gave the Giants a favor by only making us a 1-point favorite. You know, when we actually should be 7 points, if you ask me.
They're basically saying it's a toss up.
Right. Yeah. And they're just like really down on Daniel Jones. There's nobody at running back. And they expect the team to ride the defense the whole season. Well,
So
that's not going to work.
What year did Eli Manning retire?
like 17,
20.
20?
No, because he played the Vikings in 2014
19?
at a TCF.
Yeah. So
Speaking of Manning,
in 2016, this article was written. That's what I was asking. It says in 7 career starts against the Vikings, Manning is 132 of 244, 54% for 1,400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. He has a 2-5 record against the Vikings with an overall passer rating of 54.8.
Yeah, he played his worst against the Vikings. He didn't play very well against the Vikings.
So it
Well,
says how bad? Okay, those are bad, but how bad? They are as bad as they look actually. So they're not like he played better, but the numbers are bad. No, he was actually bad against the Vikings.
If you watch the games, yeah, he was terrible. He was terrible.
His next lowest completion percentage against any other team in the NFL was the 49ers at 79.9.
Yeah.
So he's
Speaking of-
24. He's almost 25. There's almost a 25-point difference between playing the Vikings and the next lowest team.
speaking of Manning, sounds like every wide receiver in the country wants to go to Texas to play with John Carter.
Oh, to play with Arch Manning?
Well, they just signed for the number 3 receiver in high school. Just committed to him. They have the number 2 overall guy, and they have another guy in the top 30. Oh,
Yep, but isn't Quint Ewers or whatever still there?
Yeah, Quinn
yeah,
Ewers
but
is
these
the
are
starter.
Yeah, yours is a senior. He's
Yeah, so Archie won't even get on the field until next season, right?
yeah, but I'm talking. These are high school kids. They're the
Oh.
number 2.
Oh,
number
okay.
2,
I
the
thought you were
number
talking
3,
about college. I'm like, what? But he's
and
not
another.
until next year.
They're all committed to Texas. I think they all want to play with Manning. I mean, they're going to be loaded at white.
How many years do you have to play in college before you can declare for the draft?
You have to be 3 years out of high school.
yeah. 3
You
years out of high
You
school.
don't have to go to college. You just got to be 3 years out of high school.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if you guys have a chance, go watch the video. Saquon Barkley's got a kid in high school. The kid is he's 6'7", 320 pounds, and he just pancakes everybody he's up against. And
He's got a kid in high school?
Yeah. Barkley's Saquon Barkley's got a kid in high school. I think
He
it's
had a kid when he was 12.
I don't know. It's either his brother or what. Anyway, they're related somehow. I don't remember, but he's 6'7", 320, and they just show him. He was just like it was on the news earlier today. He was just like pancaking everybody all over the place.
Is
One
he a
guy
guard or a
he drove like one guy 30 yards downfield.
Yeah, he probably outweighed him by 70 pounds.
I remember years ago I met that Brandon Jacobs that was running back for Giants at a wedding. That guy was huge. For
Yeah,
running back.
No, Brandon Jacobs. That's who it was. Thank you, T-Bass. It
Okay, yeah.
It wasn't Barkley. It was Brandon Jacobs' kid.
Brandon Jacobs.
Jacobs is big himself.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, I met him at a wedding one time. That was a big guy. He was big.
Yeah, George,
couldn't think
I
of it.
don't know if that comment was actually true or not because the guy who posted it on Twitter, even though he is
There is truth. There is truth to that. Oh, you mean about the green down in Brazil?
No. I posted this earlier. Let me go back.
I didn't realize that quarterback they just signed, Rippon, is the nephew of Mark Rippon.
That's not true. They're going to be under
And then,
tight security, but
and then that.
yeah, they can't wear green.
Yeah.
And also,
I don't know about the bulletproof vest part, but the rest of it, yes.
they were told also you don't have your phone with you when you leave your hotel.
So
Yeah.
they sent the two teams that wear green down to play.
Well, the
at a
Eagles could
place
get
that they
away
can't
with
wear
not
green.
wearing green because they could either wear all white and black, but the Green Bay, every one of their uniforms has got green in it.
They
Yeah.
better wear their winter uniform down there then.
So both
Well, the
teams will be wearing white.
The Eagles have already said they're wearing white, which I think if you're the NFL, you tell the Eagles to wear their black tops with the white pants. You tell the Packers to wear their all white uniforms that just have the yellow.
First of all, you don't have this game in Brazil.
Yeah,
That
exactly. Tony. Exactly. Just a money grab.
You don't. Okay, you're going to put your employees at risk over some damn team colors that they wear.
Well, and especially you're gonna send teams that wear green. Like you couldn't send like the Chiefs and or who
They could have sent like the Commanders and Texans or something like
Send
that.
the Commanders and Cowboys. Nobody cares.
any team that doesn't have green. Like the two teams.
Make the Cowboys wear green for that game.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they'll do us a favor and kidnap Jerry Jones.
What's the deal with the green? I don't understand that. This is the first I've heard of it.
There's a cartel in a cartel gang, whatever, in Brazil. Their main color is green.
They don't
So you're
allow
not allowed
green.
to
And
wear
they don't
green.
allow, and if you wear green, they will shoot you.
Yeah.
So why don't the Packers wear
It's
those
back with the
disgusting
whole. It's back with the
yellow
whole-
jacket jerseys that they used to wear in the 30s?
It's the whole.
They could, but I mean, it's just the whole thing of going down there. You're gonna schedule a game down there, and you don't know the environment, and you send both teams that wear green to a place where even law enforcement is scared of this gang. Something, that's poor thinking on the NFL's part. The only green the NFL thinks about is the money.
The Benjamins.
Greenbacks.
That's it. They could care less. Guess what? Somebody gets killed over there, big deal. You know what they're going to do? Sign somebody else to take his spot.
Pay for the funeral for the family.
And pay
They're
for the
just going to
funeral
be thoughts
for
and
the family.
prayers. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it's just as long as the money keeps coming in, they're going to keep parading these sorry ass games overseas, and next thing you know, to be trying to have a game on the moon.
Yeah, when I was watching the golfer game last night, I knew that Johnson kid broke his leg when they didn't show replays.
That's Brad
I was
Johnson's kid, yeah.
How
That's
did he
not a
break
big
his
injury.
leg? Did he get tackled or something?
They didn't show the replay, so it must have been kind of gruesome. But I knew when they didn't go back and show replays that it was like
And that's not both those teams.
Yeah,
that
that
game was
shows
hard
that-
to watch yesterday. That's hard to watch last night.
Well, I recorded the game. I didn't watch it, but I saw they lost, and
I'll tell you what.
I won
the way they-
$5,000 on that missed field goal, so I was quite happy.
The way they lost was one thing, but the fact that Flex still has a job up here is beyond me.
Well, I tell you, if he loses to Wisconsin this year, he needs to be fired because they are losing to Western Michigan right now.
He should have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah, they got a lucky bounce on that fumble too, where it bounced right up in that one guy's hand up front.
Oh, on that pass catch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
That
what
was-
do you guys think Travis Hunter is going to play once he gets drafted? Is he going to play corner, or is he going to play wide receiver?
No, he'll find a team that'll let him play both.
I wouldn't. If he's going to
You
be a
can't,
top
I don't
5
know.
pick,
I
there's
don't
no
think
way I
so.
would let him play both.
Who's the
There's
last guy
somebody-
that played both ways?
Last one that played both ways was
Troy Brown for the Patriots.
Troy Brown.
Did Brown play? I was thinking the guy with the Cardinals. What the hell was his name?
You thinking Roy Green?
Was it Roy Green?
Roy Green was the first one in like 40 years. When he did it.
I
He
mean,
did it. Dion technically did it.
yeah, but those guys were for only a couple plays. That Green was out there for
Yeah,
pretty much.
Brown for the whole playoffs played both ways that
Yeah.
year because they had their cornerback got hurt. They had like 2 or 3 corners get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, Green did it for a season, I think, didn't he? The whole season. He was out
Yeah,
there.
he was a whole season because they had Tilly got hurt, and I think Mel Gray had got hurt too.
That would be interesting.
You know what? Both of these teams should have refused. Both of them. And once again, it goes back to the NFL, though. Why didn't the NFL find this stuff out before they scheduled 2 teams that their primary colors are green in a
Right.
foreign country?
I mean, that's fine if you want to play in Brazil, but you have to know about the green.
You got to know what the hell your surroundings are. You have to. And why the hell would I want to play? Why would I want to play in Brazil?
Yeah.
Why? If you're going to be safe about it, go back to Japan. Play in Japan. They don't play there anymore.
At least you know it's safe in Japan.
That is such a oh my god, that you would need like a bye week after that, and
Start having games in
I
Hawaii.
used to play in Japan all the time.
Start having games in Hawaii.
Hawaii doesn't have a stadium.
Hawaii doesn't have a stadium. They tore down that stadium.
Oh, they
so
tore down
we're just a college team play.
They play in a really small stadium.
Yeah, they play at
It's
their
almost like
practice.
it almost looks like a pop-up stadium. To
They
be
play at
honest.
their practice facility.
Yeah,
They put stands at their practice facility.
Dang, for real?
yeah. It
Well,
looks
they tore the what the hell was that called? The Aloha Bowl or
Yeah, they
Aloha,
tore that
the Aloha
down.
Bowl. Yeah,
Yeah.
Aloha
they were
Stadium?
supposed to build another stadium, but I don't think they got around to it.
Yeah, Japan is very clean and very safe.
Yeah, we used to have bowl games there. It was in the preseason, but we used to have bowl
I've
games there.
always wanted to go to Japan. I would love to go there.
I don't ever remember them playing in Japan.
Yeah,
The
the
Vikings played a
Vikings
preseason
played
game
the
there.
Chiefs in Japan and won.
Yeah,
Didn't they play in Sweden one year?
Yeah, they played in Sweden too.
they
Played in London.
Spain.
They played in Sweden. They played in
The Vikings did
Germany?
play in Spain, but they did play a preseason. They played a preseason game in Spain.
They got games in what? Germany and London this year?
Vikings played in Germany.
Yeah,
Yep, and Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, this year they got games in Germany and London, right?
The problem is usually those games are reserved for preseason. These games are in regular season when the games count. That's
Yeah.
the problem. That's the problem.
What next? They play in Afghanistan next year or something?
They're going to play in the Middle East.
Ukraine.
They're going to play in the
They're going to
Middle
play the
East.
Gaza Strip.
I was going to say that. I
Give
was
them
gonna say
another
they're playing
5
down
years.
there. Or the West Bank.
They're going to be playing in the Middle East.
In Dubai or somewhere.
Exactly.
Saudi Arabia.
Vikings will play in
Exactly.
Iceland.
Yeah, could play in Saudi Arabia.
Put it this way, if they ever donate money to the NFL, yep, there's going to be a game over in the Middle East.
Yep.
At least you can wear green.
The cheerleaders are gonna have to wear
They're going to have to be covered from head to toe.
Yep.
If they even allow cheerleaders.
No, they will unless you do like WWE did and kind of force the women on them, which WWE got in trouble for that. But yeah, they'll just have the women covered up. Just have them in their warm-up suits. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about playing both ways in that. I was reading about Nick Buckus in college, how they said he could have been a Hall of Fame center too if he wanted. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I bet you he was a mean-ass offensive lineman. Wouldn't want to be going against him.
If he was that bad on defense, you can imagine what he was like on offense.
Yeah, I at center, yeah.
Well, most of your guys then played. I mean, Ray Nitschke also played center.
Yeah, a lot of them did. I mean, they all played both ways. But I bet you he liked running plays.
Well, you also got to remember the way they played defense in the 70s. Most college defenses were 5'2". And so most of your players that played nose guard in college ended up playing middle linebacker in the NFL. Case in point, Jack Lambert.
Yeah.
Lambert was a nose tackle. Scott Studwell was a nose guard. He was a middle guard at Illinois, and then he became a middle linebacker.
It was a different era, but a lot of people, the old timers, still say Buckus was the greatest college football player ever. I mean, he played defense, I know, but they said he just dominated games in ways nobody else did.
You had to account for him every play, and he never left the field. He was out there for passing plays too. He never left the field.
Yeah, and he was a big guy. Even
yeah,
he could have played today's game. He's the size of linebackers.
His knees were the problem. He had bad knees. Just like
in college, he was healthy.
Yeah, his knees were bad. Sayer's knees were bad.
There's a lot of guys who played back in the day who can play today. But I'm not.
He
so
gets
sure.
flagged a lot for a personal foul.
I'm not sure if there's guys who play today who played back in the day.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I tell people that say, "Oh, this guy wasn't big and fast enough to play in today's game." If you gave them the benefit of the medical science, the weight training, all that stuff, when they were 12 years old, they would be bigger, faster, stronger. I mean, they were great athletes.
Put it this way: if you put those old school players in today's style of football, it ain't going to work because, first of all, most of them will be fined more money than they could make because they were tough. I mean,
no, I'm just talking about the size and speed, Tony. If they had the benefits of what these.
Okay, here's the deal. You've got a lot of big, fast kids out here playing this game, but they're soft as hell. They are soft. It's become a finesse game.
Tua.
Yeah, Tua, that little bitch. Don't even get me started on him.
I read Stabler's book, and he said John Matuzak never picked up a weight. Like, never practiced, never picked up a weight, just showed up at the games.
A lot of them guys were what they would say nowadays country strong, because
they were country strong.
It was a harder way of life back then. You know.
Here's the thing: most of those players, when the season was over, especially the linemen, they got regular jobs working on the docks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they didn't.
Stabler said Matuzak would have been scary if he
my wife and I talked about that earlier today. About life is hard. No matter what time period you live in, life just itself is hard. But it is definitely easier to live life in 2024 than it was in
1974, 64, 84.
Yeah. So when people complain about shit nowadays being hard, yes, it's hard just because life is hard.
It's hard for their soft ass.
But it's a hell of a lot easier than it ever has been.
Hey,
you know,
I used to have to get up off the couch to change the damn channel, and we only had 9 channels. Damn it!
Not only that, when you got up to change the channel,
Hey, my dad for all the years never changed a channel in the house.
No,
That's why he had kids.
Yeah, my
That
pops.
was my job.
My pops
Yep.
didn't either. And when you changed the channel, after you changed the channel, you had to open up the box, the little box that flipped open, and you had to tune the colors because every TV station had different tuning for the colors.
Yeah, they did.
When color TVs first came out, TVs weren't always color, people. You know, they used to be black and white.
Yeah.
I like this picture I seen on the internet. It was this little kid. He was probably about 8. I'm pushing a lawnmower, and it said 1970s GoFundMe page. I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well, they asked. They showed a high school kid a phone on a wall, and a lot of them didn't even know what it was.
What was it?
A phone on the wall.
Oh my god!
And a lot of them didn't even know what it was. The ones who did know only knew because they watched movies that had that in the movie.
Yeah, they probably saw Stranger Things and realized what it was.
It's kind of weird though, you know, if you ever notice it, there's no more phone booths on the street corners and stuff. Kind of weird. They were on all the street corners.
That's when AT&T had a monopoly on it. Not anymore. Now everybody's got cell phones, so everybody's
I mean they're not needed. And you don't see too many mailboxes on the street corners either. There used to be a lot more mailboxes.
No, I just put the mail in my whatchamacallit downstairs and tell them it's outgoing mail, and that's how
I remember being real little, getting milk delivered to the door.
I never had a paper route, but
I had 2 of them. One in the morning, one after school.
That's because they had 2 papers. You had a morning
here we
paper
go.
and you had an evening paper.
I also had to do this. My mom's reminding me that I had to do this too.
Oh God!
See, nowadays parents wouldn't let their kids on the roof. They put us up on the roof, and it was like a relay system. Your dad would be like, "Oh, a little bit more to the right," and someone would tell you a little bit more to the right. You're like 12 years old, sitting on the roof by yourself, doing this with an antenna, trying to get it right.
Exactly.
Yeah, being excited because you're old enough to mow the grass.
And not only that, your first bike, that was freedom.
Yeah.
That was the first form of freedom, was getting a bike. I mean, nowadays kids don't even want bikes. They just want to sit inside and watch their tablet. But God, freedom. And your parents told you to stay your ass outside till the streetlights come on, then come in for dinner.
Yep, we were told to get outside, and if it was a bad day, we were in the basement playing. Never played up. Always in the basement.
Or hell, put a raincoat on.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's just I don't know. It was playing kickball and it was just it's just. Oh, everybody had the big wheel, man.
Davey was out playing hockey all the time in the winter.
I had the green machine.
I
never had a big wheel. Never had a big wheel.
Yeah.
I remember having it was a hand-me-down from my older brothers, but it was an old Batmobile pedal car.
Oh, JJ.
Oh, I had that. The old Batmobile one, yeah.
Not only did
that's
we have
worth a lot of money nowadays.
Not only did we have kickball, but we used the same ball for kickball and dodgeball. We didn't have a different ball for dodgeball. So that hard leather rubber ball that you used,
the same ball,
same ball.
It was the same ball.
We didn't care if you went for the face back then. It was.
I got hit in the face. That hurt like a fucker. Let me tell you.
Yeah. No, but we also had a game called Red Rover. I don't know if you've ever played that, JJ. Literally, people would put their arms. They would link their arms, and you would run for full speed from one side of the field to the other. And your purpose was to break the arm so you could take someone from their team and put them on your team. You know how many kids, how many times we got clotheslined, and the teachers would laugh.
Yeah.
It's just out.
It was comical. It was their amusement, especially if you're like one of those
football
bratty
games.
kids.
Sandlot football games in your Sears and Roebuck uniform.
How about stickball? Did you guys play stickball?
Well, we
That
never
was
played
a little before
stickball.
my time.
I played a lot of baseball.
Baseball, but never. I think that's more of a Upper East Coast thing. That stickball.
Yeah, well, when I lived in Brooklyn, we used to play stickball all the time.
Yeah,
Oh, that's definitely.
I
a
didn't play
thing.
stickball where I grew up because we had baseball pretty much
Yeah,
all
you
year
would
round
go-
growing up in
you would-
Florida.
Yeah, with stickball, you would go to the schoolyard, and you would paint like a strike zone on the wall, and then guys would get up, and then you would pitch to them, and it was basically on an honesty system. If you said it was a strike, it was a strike. If it was a ball, it was a ball. And let me tell you something: you could crush that thing. What was that ball? What was the name of the ball that we used? That pink ball. I'm having a senior moment here. But yeah, if you cracked that thing, caught somebody good with a line drive, man, that sucker hurt.
The hardest ball I've
believe it.
ever seen in my life, other than like the bowling ball, was growing up in Florida. They had this game called Highlight.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That ball was so hard. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised more people didn't die playing that game.
See, we played wiffle ball a lot. Everybody's backyard was their own little baseball diamond. Over
and I had a basketball.
Was a home run. We
I had
played
a basketball
wiffle
hoop up in my backyard, so we played a lot of basketball.
Wiffle ball was a lot of fun.
Didn't really play wiffle ball, like I said, because growing up in Florida, whatever sport you want to play, you can play that outside all year round.
Well,
Yeah,
So
but wiffle ball, it just took two kids. Kid batting and kid pitching, and you had your own little ballpark in the backyard. You didn't need a lot of room. It was nice. Everybody had their own little diamond.
Yeah,
Your backyard.
we played monkey in the middle a lot. I don't know if you guys know that. If you ever played monkey in the middle. Pickle. Pickle. You talk about pickle in baseball, or is it a different type of pickle game? Oh, that George, butts up would never. You'd be for child abuse for playing butts up. If this is the game, if we're talking about the same game where you go to a racquetball court, you play with a tennis ball, and you bounce it off the wall, and if you miss catch it, you got to put your hands and feet against the wall with your ass out, and then your friends threw the tennis ball as hard as they could at your ass.
What the fuck is that?
if that's the game I'm thinking of.
What the hell?
You ever played?
No.
4th of July time, we used to have
masochism going on there. Jesus Christ.
during the 4th of July. We used to have Roman candle fights and bottle rocket fights, shooting it at each other.
Yeah, yeah. So it was the see, it's the same game. George played the same game.
Back then you could play all the sports you want, not worried about getting killed.
True.
If you guys ever want to watch JJ, good YouTube watching is watch. There's YouTubes out there. Watch Generation X as kids. Watch the stuff that we did as kids.
Oh, jumping on our bicycle.
Making a wood ramp to jump with your bike, but it wasn't just jumping the ramp. You lined up your friends behind the ramp to see how many you could clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No helmet, no knee pads.
Yeah, we actually played football in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tackle.
In the
Tackle
street,
football.
Tackle football in the street.
Tackle.
Yep.
The hardest hit I ever took was when I got hit by a goddamn Toyota.
Me too, Tony. Same thing. I ran right into a parked car.
Parked car always wins.
Just
parked car always wins.
I had a guy fire extinguisher.
I used to remember playing in high school. If I got lit up, on a hit, I used to say to myself, "That ain't nothing like that parked car."
Yeah, George.
I just
My,
tell myself.
Same thing with me, George. My brother was 2.5 years older than me. His friends always played butts up, and he always invited me to play it. I went because I wanted to play games with my brother. So, you know,
I mean, in Little League, you played when you were, what was it, 8, 9, 10, or you were 9, and Little League was 4 years when I was a kid. So you were 9 playing with 12-year-olds, which was a big difference, but it made you
They
better.
did that. They did that with football too, depending on how big you were.
I was always too big to play in my
They
age
would
group.
always put you with the older kids if you were bigger.
Yeah, well, it made you better.
When you're
Yeah.
176 pounds and you're 12 years old, you're not playing with 12-year-olds.
No,
You were that big, Curtis?
Yes.
how big were you?
At what age?
I could never play with my youth. I was always bigger than the kids my age.
Okay.
I was one set. The youth football league was age. What was it? The highest level of football was the weight limit was 176. And of course, I was bigger than that.
We
And I
didn't
think
even
that
have
was. I think that was.
I was
11, 12-year-olds.
when I was 12. I was 155.
See, we didn't even have youth football as first organized football. But what they do now, and the way they do it, it's 7th and 8th graders. But if you're a certain weight, you can play, but you can't carry.
JJ, you can call her Mama Catch. That's my mom. So, so there was a lot of, like I said, growing up in Florida, there's pretty much a youth sport for everything but hockey. But they did have the roller hockey, but yeah, I was always too big to play. I was always too big to play with my age level. I always had to play grade up, and then
And that's ridiculous because when you get to school, like high school and stuff, you're going to be playing against big kids. I mean, it's just, they don't say, well, you're too big in high school.
I don't know why there was a weight limit. To be honest with you, I really don't, but there was. What up, Eric?
Hey, Eric, what's going on?
They're just wussifying kids anymore.
Well, there's also too many. I mean, parents shouldn't be involved. Should be involved, but they're too involved.
Have you noticed here last night when I was watching college games? Some of these guys are basically wearing shorts.
Yeah, the pants are shorter and shorter.
I mean, they're like 6 inches above the knee. They don't even protect their knees anymore.
We had to wear knee pads when I played.
Yeah,
They're supposed to
The
wear knee
refs,
pads
the refs
now
wouldn't let you on the
there's-
field if you didn't
Yeah.
have your knee pads.
They're supposed to wear them now in the NFL. I don't know if the players do, but
yeah. Curtis, watch a college game tomorrow and watch.
Well, I'm watching
Some of
one
these
right now.
guys-
I'm watching one right now, and they're short.
Some of these guys have them about 6 inches above their knee.
The socks are the ones that are,
It's
Looks
like,
West.
boy, I mean, I don't get it.
Well, the guy who just got hurt, his pants was above his knees.
I don't know if it's a concept they run faster without knee pads. I don't know.
No, it goes back to the whole
It's a whole look thing.
look thing and comfort thing. Like when I was, I'm sure this is the same case. I'm sure this is the same case with Tony. I'm sure it's the same case with Davey, and I'm sure T-Bass when you played as well. I would say twice a year at the most, a helmet popped off.
My
What?
helmet never popped off.
A helmet popped off maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
And usually one of those times it was because it was attached, but the two face masks got caught. And that, but they don't want like how many players do you see? Like when I took my helmet off, I had like a red spot on my forehead because the helmet was so tight. You know how often do you see that nowadays?
I still got a little spot from
when
I played semi-pro. Yeah.
Hell, my freshman year, we got all the hand-me-downs, whatever's left. I remember I had a suspension helmet. Looked like it came out of Sears and Roebuck.
You also got to remember this: the equipment we used. I mean, a lot of that stuff was hand me down for years. It was full of Mercer and everything else.
This was like a 1960s suspension helmet. It was just the straps inside. That's all. Here you go, kid.
Yeah, it's like they just kind of, and the
jerseys. Go to the equipment room, get a helmet. It's close enough.
I mean, that's how it was. The varsity got all the good stuff, and then whatever was left over, the sophomores got, and then freshman team, you got all the crap. Uniform for
It was more spitballs when we were kids, JJ.
Yeah, spitballs.
But I remember one time I was rehabbing because I got hurt, so I played in a JV game because in Florida you could play 6 quarters a week, so you could play like a full JV game, and then if you needed to be a backup for the varsity game, you could be. So I remember one time I was playing JV, and of course JV players don't have the logo on their helmets; it's just a plain helmet. But varsity players obviously have the logo on their helmet.
Yeah.
So we played a JV team. I played both ways, which is weird. I was less tired after playing both ways than I was when I played one way. It was the weirdest thing ever. But I played both ways, and of course we whipped the team that we played. And one of the parents from the other opposing team, the mom walked up and she's like, "Why do you have stickers on your helmet?" I said, "Because I play varsity." Man, I've never seen a mom get so mad. I'm going to call it. I'm going to boycott. I'm going to protest. And it's like you do realize I can play a JV game, right? As a varsity player, and it's that now times like 100 with parents, It's like I don't know what changed. I blame RJ for as rough as
JV games were always like for sophomores and juniors.
No, it's for
if you're a senior. If you're a senior, you can't play junior varsity.
Right.
JV was like the juniors, and they brought up sophomores.
Well, freshmen through juniors, you can play JV. If you're a senior, you can't play JV at all. But if you're good and you're a freshman, you're going to play varsity. You're not going to. But yeah, JV is just it's just like the practice squad for a varsity team, pretty much.
Remember in high school, after a game, everybody would be checking your helmet to see if you had any stick marks of paint transfer. The team you were playing. If you were playing blue team, you'd have the blue stick marks on your helmet, the numbers and stuff, rubbing off.
Our helmets were so
I tackled with my head all the time. Nobody ever taught.
We were taught to. You're taught to get your head in there and make the tackle.
Question from Eric. Oh man, Wisconsin scored again.
Yeah, they did. No, his knee's down. I don't know what Darnold. I don't think it's all Darnold as much as KOC's play calling. He's got to run the ball this year. That's one.
Well, we'll see if he does that. I'm not. Everybody thinks he's going to be this going to run the ball a lot. I don't believe.
Well, I'll tell you what. The first time Sunday, first time in New York, they run the ball and it doesn't work.
He's going to get away.
He's going to be throwing the ball the whole game. That's the scary part. He'll go right back to his old ways. He won't stick with the run, and hopefully something breaks. He will abandon the run.
How weird is it?
He going to call plays for sure?
Yeah, he's calling plays. You
Yeah,
know it.
he's not going to let anybody else call plays. But how weird is it seeing Stanford with an ACC logo on their field?
Here's a hint. We won all 3
Are
season
you
games.
watching Stanford now?
I just changed the channel.
What channel is Stanford on?
ESPN.
Okay.
Hey, my buddy's kid is returning punts this year for the Illini. So, after said it, he's almost ran one back last night.
They're going to own that. Stanford's going to own that conference.
What are they in now? Or
ACC.
ACC.
you think Stanford's going to own that? Clemson's still in it, right?
Yeah, but that Dumbo Sweeney doesn't do transfer portal
They're going to get throttled tomorrow.
because
gonna-
Clemson was doing NIL before NIL was legal. That's why Clemson is no longer.
They were all doing NILs down south.
I'm betting Georgia heavily tomorrow. Heavily. I think they're giving.
Do I think they have a legitimate running game if they run the ball? But once again, it all depends on the coach because he doesn't like to run the ball. I don't know if it was last year because of Madison. It was probably because of Madison.
But you got to run off tackle, right?
Dalvin Cook did have more rushing attempts than Madison had last year.
Yeah,
but you got
Chandler looked much better than Madison. They just would not play Chandler. But go back to that Cincinnati game. How well was Chandler running the ball? And what did KLC do? He threw.
Yeah.
It's got to be off tackle runs, though, right? You can't run too much up the middle with this series.
I think it depends on who they're playing. They won't be able to do that against the Giants.
They won't be. Yeah, the Giants. No.
They are a better team than the Giants. But that one guy in the middle of the Giants defense is a scary dude.
Dexter Lawrence is going to be a headache for Bradbury. Bradbury hasn't played it down this year either.
And if Darnold can get time, the receivers are good enough to beat the corners for the Giants. But nice play.
Well, I wonder how much the Giants started playing.
Well, the Giants are a dumpster fire themselves. I mean, they're not.
I'm just wondering if it's going to be rusty. Like,
would you rather have Darnold or Daniel Jones?
I'd rather have Darnold.
We're going to beat them by 10 points. I'm predicting right now we'll beat the Giants by 10 points.
We will be doing a live simulcast on that game, by the way.
No, I probably won't. I'll probably sit that one out because I'll be watching the game with Trisha because she'll be watching her game too.
Well, I'm saying Yogi and I probably do it. Next week, though, we're not doing it because we're going to Skullfest. I'll be at the.
You guys will be here.
I'll be in Minnesota.
Yep.
I see the Dolphins coach got an extension through 2028.
Yeah, McDaniel got his money. Well, I mean,
it's still weird to me how Miami paid Tua all that money, and all their division opponents are teams that play outside in the cold.
And he can't win. He can't win below 40 degrees.
Well, not only that, every team that the Dolphins played last year that was good, they lost to. They didn't beat one team last year with a winning record.
Right.
Well, that's like I used to make fun of my friends that were Bear fans when they would. It's fair weather. It's fair weather. I'm like, look up their record in games below 32 degrees. Bears have a losing record in games below 30. Like, what the hell's fair weather?
Yeah, like I did not like how Tua like I don't know. I just thought it was so unprofessional of him to like say that shit. Like, you know. And the thing is, it's like he could have said that behind closed doors to Flores or whatever. For him to
he's not going to confront Flores.
He said he went and said that in that presser, and I'll bet you anything it was Miami management that had him say it.
He is such a cunt for going through the media to say that to Flores. You know, like what kind of a bitch ass punk are you that
He
you
was
can't
probably
even
put
like
up.
say
He
that
was.
to Flores, that you have to use the media to say it. Like I did not like that at all.
He said it because one, they still got the trial, they still got the lawsuit, and two, he probably
Got
had
paid.
management probably told him to say it.
Yeah,
Management probably told him to say it to make Flores look like the bad guy in the court of public perception.
well, yeah,
Right.
They
like,
definitely did that because there's a lot of people who are siding with Tua.
Yeah, and for the most part, he got it. But let's look at Tua's little. First of all, Tua's rookie year, he spent more time on the sideline with an injury than he actually did playing. The
Yeah.
guy, like I said before, and I've said it again, he's one hit away from his career being over.
well,
He's
and I was
concussion
like,
prone.
I thought it was an exaggeration because he was like, "How would you feel if some guy told you every day?" I'm like, Flores did not tell you every day you sucked. Okay,
No,
just
that was
hard for me to
definitely an
believe.
over exaggeration on his
That
part.
is an over exaggeration. And guess what, Tua? Don't ever join the fucking service then.
Hell, Mike Singletary dropped his pants in front of his team and whipped his pecker out at everybody and said they suck.
They
But he
and
was
they hired
fired.
Harbaugh, and they hired Harbaugh after him, right?
Ooh. Marquise Brown.
Yeah, I
not
think so.
playing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they hired Harbaugh after him.
Marquise Brown not playing Thursday for the Giants.
yeah. Who's the tight end that he ended up
Vernon
being?
Davis.
Vernon Davis.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't
Can't,
pull no.
don't want him. Can't win with him. Don't need him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's what. Yeah, the week before he told him to get off the field.
Yeah. Like I understand Flores' motivation. Like I didn't want you here. In his mind, Flores is like, I didn't want you here, but prove to me that you belong. That's what Flying Flores was trying to motivate him. Is like put a chip on his shoulder, prove to me that you belong, prove to me that you can be my
Exactly.
quarterback.
Because guess
But
what? The whole thing is with that, he didn't want him, but you know what? He didn't want Tua, and Tua cost him his job. Literally.
Yeah.
Any coach that got the most out of me in any sport were the coach that rode my ass.
I let a coach talk about me all
Yeah,
he
like
wanted.
I don't know why he took it so personally, like as if it was, personal.
It was,
attack
you
on
know
him.
what? He didn't take it too personal at all until he got on TV. Then all of a sudden it was personal. That's why I say it was management telling him to do that shit. He got paid, management's got his back. He can talk about him all he wants, and to even help that in the court of public perception, they're going to make Flores look like an asshole.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
just-
there was all these
I-
Dolphins fans coming into that press conference with Flores, making comments like, like it's such a bad look for the Vikings to hire Flores because he's a terrible coach, and like, how can a team even like think of like hiring him? And I'm like, who the fuck you think you are to come and tell us how we should, run our team and hire who and what not? Like,
If
I
this
get it
team
that you
wants
don't
to
like
avoid a
Flores,
bad
but
look,
don't fucking come to our team telling us that it's wrong for us to hire Flores. Like, what the
Sarah,
fuck is wrong with you?
here's the thing. If they really want to know what a bad look is as a Viking hire goes, do not, the public does not need to know what happened with the whole KLC thing. They do not need to know that, because if it ever comes out, the whole damn story, the Vikings are going to look like damn fools. And it's going to
Sarah,
be embarrassing.
just do what I did with this Flora Tua thing. I didn't pay it any attention. I never watched the interview. The most I know is from you guys talking.
I heard it. I listened to it. I just said, and I
It's just
basically said, this little bitch.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
it's
he was like, he called Flores a terrible person.
So what?
Yeah,
Like,
because
this
he's
terrible
got
How would you feel if this terrible person told you every day that you're no good? And
Well, that was the worst thing, is because just because you're a hard coach, it doesn't mean that you're a terrible person.
And also, he had Nick Saban as a coach, didn't he?
Yeah.
Saban's not nice. But I mean, Bama's got like 90 million coaches, so he probably didn't talk to Saban all that much.
Probably talked to him once when they gave him money to come to Alabama.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
I
get
mean-
benched for Hurts, or was it Hurts? I don't know.
Hurts.
Like,
They were all there at the same time. Him, Hurts, wasn't Mac Jones there too?
yeah,
Hurts got benched for Tua. And then Hurts transferred. He went to
yeah,
Oklahoma.
but
State or something?
I just did not like how he handled it. It was like I said. I mean, even Kirk was was professional enough to like not like say, keep it in house and not say
Sarah,
anything.
Kirk doesn't give a shit as long as he's being paid money. He doesn't care.
No.
As long as he's getting that paycheck, he could give a shit.
Yeah, but even though he didn't like Mike Zimmer, he still didn't fucking whine and bitch to the media that he didn't like Mike Zimmer.
No, he was making a paycheck.
He didn't whine and bitch.
Well, Tua got a big paycheck, and that's when he complained the most.
Exactly.
I know. Well, he cared what people said about him. I don't think Kirk Cousins gives a shit what people think about him.
Kirk
I
doesn't
think
care.
Cousins cares what people say about him.
He doesn't
Muddy-
care, and he's still making money. He don't care.
Money motivates him. That's all. He could care.
Well, he definitely proved that.
Yep.
Doesn't care about winning. Don't care what people think about him. As long as he's making that pay.
The whole thing about Brian Flores being this type of person, that type of coach, they have the exact same record.
Exactly. That's what I said.
And yeah, that they have with Brian Flores. And Brian Flores had a worse team. Brian Flores didn't have Waddle. Brian Flores didn't have Hill.
He didn't have
And if Brian Flores is such a bad coach, why the hell did the Vikings sign so many former Dolphin players that played for under Brian Flores?
Yeah, well, Ginkle followed Flores up here. Gilmore signed because Flores was up here.
It all remains to be seen. Flores was on the Vikings last year, a team that won 7 games. Say injuries, this, that. Let's see what he does. Last year,
I don't know. I just think defensive head coaches are just hard asses because the defense is always.
We have to be.
They have to be.
Hard ass.
They have to be. Yeah, they have to be.
But
You want people on defense that want to do
people are
bad
just
things.
pussies who can't who take it personally like that. Oh, he's attacking me.
I always took it as if the coach is not talking to me, not yelling at me, not correcting me, then he doesn't care enough about me.
My mom used to always have that saying to me, like, if they're yelling at you, then they care enough to yell at you and whatever. When they're not yelling at you and they're ignoring you, that's when they don't give a shit about you anymore.
Because coaches will yell at you to motivate you, and then once you get it, they praise you.
Right.
I played sports best when I was pissed. Didn't matter what sport. I played better when I was pissed, and it didn't matter who I was pissed at. As long as I was pissed off, I played better.
I hated my cousin played for a team in our conference in high school. He was a quarterback. I hated him when he had that uniform on. We were playing against him. I hated him. I'm like off the field. I'm one of the nicest laid back guys. But on the field, I will talk shit
you
about
gotta play
your mama.
tough.
I will talk shit about your family. I will talk.
Well, look at what 2 years of Colin Tua did. Nothing. I mean, he still. I mean, he's not great in cold weather. He's not great against good teams. So all that calling that he needed, what did it accomplish? Nothing.
That's just like we go back to the Vikings with not running the ball. Running the ball gives your team an identity. Like, hey, we're just gonna line up and smack you guys in the face. and run it down your throat because we're tougher and meaner than you. We don't run the ball. We don't have that identity. We don't have that.
The Vikings are soft, period. They're soft.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons we don't run the ball.
Look at you want to know why they're soft? Look at their head coach.
Yeah, it's no killer.
Look at the head coach. Ever since he's got up here, this team has been soft.
He's a wuss.
There's nothing more degrading to a team when the other team just lines up and says, we're just going to fuck run right down your throat.
Which I don't understand because the Vikings proved that they could be a physical team when they played the 49ers last year.
That's one game, no catch.
I know, but they proved that they could do it. So why can't they do it all the time?
Game in, game out. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, because it starts with the coaching staff and it's inconsistent with the coaching staff.
I mean, I just missed, fourth quarter, started the fourth quarter, you're up by 10 points, and you just tell the team, we're just going to run the clock out. Try to stop them. Try to stop them.
You know what, though? You can blame the coaches for this team when they come out of a game flat, when they come out uninspired, when they come out with no emotion. That's on coaches.
A lot of games
I'm telling you, if they come out flat on Sunday, I am going to be, oh my God, I'm going to be so pissed.
It's just a repeat of last year. They come out flat on offense.
Excuse.
It almost takes KOC a whole damn quarter or two to wake up and realize he's in a football game.
Yeah, and you're not talking about inspired as in this guy did a great end zone dance or something. You go out there and you're fighting. And
here's another thing too. People don't look at this. If your offense goes out there and they start slow every single game and it's week in and week out, that puts more pressure on your defense to keep the game competitive and keep it close until the offense decides to wake their asses up and do something. Well, guess what? That's going to cause problems.
Well, that's why the defense fell apart at the last
Especially
half
for a
of the
rookie.
year because all those quarterbacks couldn't do shit, and so the defense had to keep going back on the field every couple minutes.
Well, it was, you know what though? They didn't exactly jump out of the gates with friggin' Kirk at quarterback. I can't believe I said his name. With number 8 at quarterback either. I mean, wasn't it last year we played Carolina and he threw that pick 6 down at the goal line?
Tampa.
Was it Tampa?
Tampa was
no, it was
Carolina.
It was Carolina. It was 80-something yard pick 6.
He threw that pick 6 against Tampa Bay in the first game that lost them the game too.
Yeah. I mean, it's to me. Thanks, George.
Thank you, George. Appreciate it.
If he doesn't, I mean, if KOC doesn't figure out a way to put together at least get some points opening drive somehow, you can't rely on your defense to keep holding week in and week out. That's going to cause problems. Players are going to start pointing fingers, and then coaches start pointing fingers. And keep in mind, Flores is on a 1-year deal. He's gone after this year. So
where's he going? No team is going to hire him as a head coach.
He'll go somewhere to be an assistant head coach and make more money.
I don't know. With all that Tua stuff going on, I don't think he's going to be able to get any kind of head coaching job in a while.
The only thing that could keep him from getting a head coaching job would, if they did, put it this way: if Brian Flores doesn't get a job, but somehow Josh Daniels is back as a head coach, you know it's fucked up.
Put it this way: if the guy in Dallas doesn't make it at the end of the year, don't discount Jerry Jones. He doesn't give a shit. Everybody's saying
hire Zimmer. He's going to hire Zimmer.
Yeah, that's why he hired Zimmer. I think Zimmer.
It could be Flores. You never know.
No, that's why he's got Zimmer down there.
With the Cowboys too.
Well, the one could right now, with the way things are, with the way things are with the Jets, I'm sure Salah's going to be gone, maybe even before the season ends.
But there's still owners out there that doesn't.
Dabble's probably gone in with the Giants. There's going to be
the Giants will hire Brian Flores though. Not with that media.
Huh?
I don't think the Giants will hire Flores with that.
No,
music.
his lawsuit includes the Giants.
Does his lawsuit include the Giants?
Yeah, because it was that whole thing where Dable got hired, but Belichick thought it was Brian Dable that Belichick was texting, but it was Brian Flores that Belichick texted to congratulate him on the job and whatnot, and or something like that. And so that's how Flores knew that they were just having Flores go interview or whatever as to meet whatever that rule Rooney that Rooney rule.
The Rooney
or
Rule,
whatever. Yeah, so it was because of Brian Dable.
But they have turned that in. That they have turned the Rooney Rule into a joke.
So the Giants are included in that.
You know how much of a joke that Rooney Rule is?
It always has been.
The Vikings misused that rule when they hired Childress, because the Vikings had no intention of hiring any other coach once Childress got here, and Childress threatened them the way he did. So what do? They hired Ted Cottrell to appease the Rooney Rule, but they already knew they weren't going to hire him because they had Brad Childress. Brad Childress spent a week in a Minneapolis hotel, and then the Vikings announced him as a head coach 6 days later.
So, like, how do you get around the Rooney Rule if you have like you know how in New England, Gerard Mayo's contract was stated that he would be the next head coach after Belichick leaves. So, I mean, if that's part of his contract, how would you even meet the Rooney Rule? Because they didn't interview anybody; they just got the job.
Yeah, but they hired a minority. They hired a minority. That's how you skirt the Rooney Rule.
Yep.
They hired a minority. That's
all you have to do is interview a minority.
And the Rooney Rule is not even foolproof, because guess what? A team, all they got to do is make it look like, as long as they have to interview a minority. That's it. They don't have to hire them. You have to interview a minority. So guess what? You can interview any person of color you want, and you just appease the Rooney Rule. So then you can hire
Ron Rivera. Let's say a team interviews Ron Rivera. They have no intention of hiring him.
Yeah.
I'm surprised some of these black coaches just don't even say, "Nah, I'm not gonna fly up to this place and freaking interview with you."
Well,
I know who you're hiring already.
A lot of times they will do the interview just to get the experience of doing an interview for head coach.
We had that happen when they hired O'Connell. D'Amico Ryans pulled out.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. I haven't seen that, by the way, George.
Yeah, D'Amico Ryans pulled out, and then Morris knew that.
But I mean, how many times does a guy like Bellamy have to go through an interview? He's been through tons of them already.
Oh, Eric the Enemy?
Yeah. I don't think he's a very good interviewer, or he is, or
no. But I mean, experience.
He's a hard coach.
No, but I'm saying, experience-wise, he's been through probably 5 of them already. I mean,
I don't think
it would be
he's a hard ass. So I think that turns a lot of people off. But
I mean, here's the thing. Here, you want to know what coaches look like nowadays? McDaniel in Miami. That's what players want. They want Nerdo to coach them. They want an analytics guy, and especially quarterbacks and wide receivers. They don't know anything about the rest of the goddamn football team.
Yeah.
It's when I say it's soft, you raise your voice at these players nowadays. They want to go curl up in a ball on a goddamn fucking corner, or get on Twitter and X and fucking say, "Oh, the coach was mean to me."
Or cry in their mama's lap.
We're less than 5 years away from artificial intelligence calling the plays.
It can't be any worse than the humans that are calling it.
But so George, think about sign stealing is if you can figure it out during the game. People don't have a problem with that. It's when you videotape it. That's what people get in trouble for.
You know what though?
But if I can figure out, like if I'm playing baseball and I figure out your steal sign, or if I figure out your bunt sign during the game, then or because say like last time we played you, we figured it out, and you weren't dumb enough, and you weren't smart enough to change your signs, then yeah, that's fair game. It's the videotaping during the practice when they're coming up with new signs and stuff like that. That's when they gets kind of murky.
Yeah, but
but like, how does that even get discovered unless somebody?
Giants re-sign of Dory Jackson.
the bottom line is you still got to stop them.
Right.
Yeah,
They can know it. You still got to stop them. You know.
Well, they hire the security people to go check for that stuff.
Oh, you mean like the one that's the I think that guy in Philadelphia is just security for Sirianni because he was back on the sideline. I saw him at the Viking game. The one that got the fight last year.
Yeah.
He was on the sideline Saturday. Big Dom, as they call him. I think he's just Sirianni's guy.
Did you guys see that video that circulated in the internet where Dalton Reisner shoves Brett Rittman?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it had something to do with like Russ.
had something to do with what?
It had something to do with Russell Wilson.
Yeah, when Wilson was with Denver, he just like pushed him. I mean,
When's the
Nearly
last
ten-
time a Viking player got in a fight during the game?
Andrew Booth last year.
Booth after the game.
That was after the game.
Yeah,
after
he got his ass kicked by Aaron Jones.
But that was after the game. When was the last time we seen a Viking fired up, pissed off, that actually got in a fight?
Oh, Jared Allen.
Yeah, that's been a while
Yeah,
ago.
when that fucking cheap shot artist.
Yeah,
from
Donald
Lions-
Penn. When Donald Penn took that cheap shot on him and knocked
Yeah.
his helmet off, and they got in that was a fight. That was a fight.
That's been what, almost 20 years ago?
No, it's only been 10.
More than 10, ain't it?
No, it's what, 12? 2012? Yeah, it was 2012 because he wore them ugly ass uniforms.
All right, 12 years ago. It's
Yeah.
been a long time since we've seen somebody get pissed off and just get in a fight.
if you want to see a good Viking fight, there's a video clip of the Vikings playing Cleveland, I think in like 67 or 68. And Eller's in there, he's slugging away, and Dale Hackbart's slugging away. And then some guy.
Oh, that was the Lions.
Oh, that's at the Lion game.
It was the
Yeah.
Lions. They got in this. What happened was Paul Dixon got into it with the center or the guard, and they just started throwing blows.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, Eller jumps in, Marshall jumps in. Hackbart came out of nowhere to jump. I don't know where the hell Hackbart was. I think Koselke got a few shots in there too. Yeah, it was,
I mean, it used to be in the NFL, you look at my quarterback wrong. One of the linemen was going to step in and at least push and shove, Now it's just, I mean, that's
Well, what's his
everywhere.
name? What's his name? Got in the look on YouTube that fight that Fran Tarkenton got in '74 with Ron Bolton of the Patriots. Who came to Tarkenton's aid? Ed Marinero and Mick Tingelhoff. They were clearing a pile.
I mean,
And to this day, I still don't know what made Tarkenton throw that ball into Bolton's back. I don't know if Bolton said something. They never elaborated, but Fran scored a touchdown, turned around, and threw the ball right in his back. Threw the ball right at him.
I want to see that fight between Chuck Noll and Chuck McNaught when Chuck McNaught punched out Chuck Noll. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yep.
He punched him. Yeah, he clocked him right square in the face right after the game. I'd like to see that.
Yep.
I'll never forget watching that Ohio State game with Woody Hayes.
Oh, we were watching that, me and my dad, and
Me and my dad were too. My dad was like, he just punched that guy. It's
just
like,
punched him out of nowhere. He just punched him. Well, and they were trying to get rid of Woody Hayes anyway because he had come over under fire. He got in. He had pushed. They lost to Michigan a few weeks before, the year before, and he pushed down a cameraman for ABC. He got in trouble for that, and then when he punched that Clemson player, they got rid of him.
Yeah, with the Clemson kid, Dirtable. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he punched him, and he just clocked him. The kid ran out of bounds, and next thing you know, he hit him right in the jaw.
He did go to Clemson, so maybe he did need to get some sense knocked into him for going to Clemson.
Oh, Clemson wasn't that Clemson.
They're still Clemson.
Yeah, old Woody.
But Woody was just an ass. He was.
That was the end of his career.
Yeah.
The flashiest fight that didn't land any blows was the Andre Rice and Deion Sanders fight.
Oh, if you like slap boxing. Yeah, if you like slap boxing, sure. Well, and okay. How smart was Ken Gilbert to go after John Randall?
Yeah.
On the Viking sideline.
Yeah.
I mean, how smart is that, you dumbass?
John Randall still laughs about it today.
Shit, and Dilfer got kicked out of the game for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dilfer got ejected. Randall still played.
The Vikings are the only team to have a personal foul or unnecessary roughness on a kicker.
Yeah, Fuad. Yeah, I was like, wow. All he did was
assassin Morveas.
All he did was, and that was in preseason. Actually, most of the fights, if you ever saw NFL fights, most of them happened in preseason.
Yeah.
Who had that punter that was an Australian rules punter? He only played a couple years, but he was running down on punts and just laying guys up.
Are you talking about Sean Bennett, the guy from the?
You talking about Bennett?
He was an Australian rules football player. He only played a couple of years. I think.
That was
He played
Bennett.
for the Chargers, right?
Played for the Chargers, yeah.
But he was laying guys out, punter. He'd be the first one out.
Well, yeah,
Really?
because they play their version of football has no equipment, so just having equipment on, they're going to go psycho.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he didn't last real long, but I remember he had a bunch of shots where he played guys up.
I mean, in all the years I'm watching, for the worst fights I ever saw were all in preseason. The worst one, 85, the Bears and Cowboys got into it in Texas Stadium. And in 86, the Bears and Cardinals got into it at Soldier Field.
Well, for me,
I've seen worse ones in college. In college,
to me, it's a college game, not a.
The college ones are even worse.
South Carolina and Clemson.
Is that the one they were swinging helmets and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Both teams didn't play in a bowl game that year. Yep. Lou Holtz's first season, I think.
I mean, I did see Carl Eller get in a fight years ago. He got kicked out of the game, as a matter of fact.
Oh, my God. TCU just got lucky.
It was preseason. He got kicked out. I saw Alan Page get in a fight with John Hadel, of all people. And that was preseason.
I think it's 17-10, but did you see that play, Tony? Are you watching the game?
17-10 Stanford.
Did you see that? Did you see that running back fumble the ball?
Hold on, I'm going to see it now. You're ahead of me.
Yeah.
What quarter?
Third.
Yeah, the running back fumble the ball.
Hold on, I'm going to see it now. You're ahead of me.
Yeah.
What quarter?
Third. Yeah, the running back fumble the ball.
Hold on, I'm going to see it now. You're ahead of me.
Yeah. Instant replay from David. Third. Yeah, the running back fumble the ball.
I still ain't seen the play.
Yeah. Instant replay from David.
I still haven't seen the play.
How much time do you have left?
What's that?
I still haven't seen the play.
Hey, David, you're echoing.
I still haven't seen the play.
How much time do you have left?
What's that?
I still haven't seen the play.
Hey, David, you're echoing.
I still haven't seen the play. Okay, I saw it. Wow.
All right, guys, I got to work tomorrow, so I'm going to get going, guys. I got to work tomorrow. Talk to you guys later.
All right, T-Bass, have a good one.
Take care.
T-Bass.
I did, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he's about being lucky.
He wasn't down, was he?
I'm at 921. Where are you at?
I'm at the replay.
Okay.
I'm at 9:37 and counting.
Are you guys playing fantasy football again this year?
I'm not. I'm gonna sit it out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit out fantasy football.
You see, Caitlin Clark had another double-double. Her 16th double-double this season.
Is her team doing any good?
Well, they drew him better because she plays for me. Well, they were the worst team.
Okay.
First in WNBA history with 80 points, 40.
I think the Lynx lost tonight. So.
Yeah, 94-76. But Caitlin Clark is the first player in WNBA history to average 80 points and 40 to 80 points and 40 assists against one team.
Damn.
Isn't she the first rookie to get to 500 points quickest?
Night, Mom. Here's a question for you, Davey.
Oh,
Yeah, Dave.
I don't know, you guys.
Are you still in East Coast, David?
yeah, I'm in Jersey right now.
Okay.
I do not have any faith in Sam Darnold, y'all.
Yeah, just so you guys know, in about 20 minutes, they're replaying the Viking Eagle game on NFL Network.
On NFL Network?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That means I get to listen to the Eagles broadcast team again.
Like, I want to have faith in him, but I don't know, man. I can't find the motivation to.
I don't know. I think he's going to be better than people. I mean, I'm hoping. I should say.
Well, I mean, because it's like just from all the like reports from training camp. Like one day he'll do good. One day he's like a wreck. You know, it's just so inconsistent that it's like it's not giving me much confidence.
So who do you have more confidence more? You have confidence more in Darnold's quarterbacking or KOC's play calling?
Donald's playing.
What's the best way to protect a player who struggles with certain things?
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Yep.
And what is our coach immune to?
Oh my god.
Letting other teams away.
My dog keeps dropping bombs on me. Holy shit.
That's the whole thing. I mean, it's if KOC's got to do a better job of play calling. He just does.
Like,
you know,
Mike Tannenbaum, I cannot stand him at all. He always comes up with the dumbest takes. Like he was saying how the Vikings should trade for Russell Wilson.
I heard they should trade for Dak Prescott.
Oh, that too. Next year we should sign Dak. I'm like, we did not get rid of Kirk Cousins to sign Black Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you get rid of one Kirk Cousins just to have another one with a screen.
The Vikings are not signing. The Vikings sign another quarterback. He needs to be the backup. They pretty much have already said JJ's the starter next year. Yeah, pretty much have already said that.
No way am I signing Dak.
George, Jersey Mike's number 9, Mike's way.
Like
I love Jersey Mike's.
Absolutely nothing.
Jersey Mike's number 9, Mike's way.
And for Dak to cost that much money, hell no.
No tomatoes.
If I was the Cowboys, I wouldn't re-sign Dak.
You don't like tomatoes, Catch?
I'll go into epileptic shock if I have them.
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't like tomatoes. I can have ketchup and I can have tomato sauce, but I can't have anything with fresh tomatoes. I can't have.
Oh.
And I can't have tomato soup either. I had tomato soup like a month and a half ago, and my lips started to swell, so I can't have that now either. So pretty much, like pizza sauce and like spaghetti sauce and ketchup I can have. I guess because however I guess they make it, it kills whatever I'm allergic to.
Lima beans are my kryptonite.
Yeah, gross. Yuck.
Lima beans. Ugh.
I will not eat. I will not even come near a lima bean. Hell no.
I nearly started a riot in the mess hall in basic training over lima beans.
Ugh.
I love that pepper relish. Oh my god, it is so good, George.
Oh yeah, the Jersey Mike pepper relish. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can stop making me hungry now.
Yeah, no shit. The only place open for me is 7-Eleven.
Yeah, they got nothing around here. They just got crappy McDonald's, crappy Burger King, crappy Applebee's. They got a Dairy Queen right down the road from me. Doesn't even make hamburgers. They just sell ice cream.
Hey, at least the ice cream machine ain't broken like it is at McDonald's all the time.
Ice cream machines are not broken at McDonald's. They're just too fucking lazy to clean it. That's why it's never on.
Oh man.
It's too early for that.
I mean,
It's too early for the top 2 quarterbacks in the draft. You get away for the whole college season. That's why people do mock draft 2025. Which the game
they haven't even played a regular season yet, and you're already doing. Some people are already doing mock drafts.
Yeah,
I know.
It's like, get a life, get out more,
I
go
understand
for a walk.
that's probably your website, and I understand you're doing it to get clicks or whatever. But you can't. You know.
That's all they do year round. That's the sad
Yeah.
part. That's the sad part.
Well, it's like, how can you even project? Because you don't even know who's going to be injured.
Yeah, George, stickball.
No, you don't. You don't know. And maybe they played their senior year and they drop off.
Right.
You know.
I'm in
No,
Texas.
George, no
we
burgers.
definitely have burgers.
Just ice cream.
Dairy Queens.
You know, I haven't had McDonald's in the longest time. I think it's damn near been a year.
Oh my lord! Like the cost of those freaking meals have gotten so ridiculously expensive. I don't even like.
That's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons I don't eat at McDonald's and Burger King no more.
I have a Whataburger, so I don't need it.
I got a Wendy's like up the street from me, and I haven't been there in about 6 months.
Literally right across the street from my apartment, there's a Cane's, there's a Whataburger, and there's a authentic Mexican restaurant and a Dutch Brothers Coffee. They're literally right across the street from my apartment.
We don't have any of that stuff here.
AMW root beer drive-ins. I remember those going to those.
I remember A&W's.
Yeah, I remember those. Closest thing to that nowadays would be Sonic, but it's not the same.
No.
Yep.
Have you ever tried Freddy's?
Yeah, we got a Freddy's by us too.
Oh yeah, you gotta try their burger melt. It's absolutely awesome.
No, we've eaten there before. No, they're good. It's a little bit of it's not right around the corner, but it's still pretty close. But when you have a Whataburger right across the street from your house, it's you just go there because you can get chicken and stuff. It's not just like In-N-Out is just burgers. You can actually get chicken at Whataburger.
Mm-hmm. We have a Five Guys right next to Jersey Mike's. I've never been to Five Guys, but I heard it's really expensive.
It is really expensive. It's decent. It's pretty good.
And
it's
for a place
overrated.
that's supposed to be a place that cooks gourmet burgers,
you can make the same one at home.
Well, not only that, but they only cook it well done. Well, if you're a gourmet burger place, I should be able to get my burger less cooked and well done. I don't want to eat a goddamn hockey puck when I eat a hamburger.
I want mine well done. I do not anything that's still cooking.
Yeah, and I believe they charge you for the top.
I eat my steak blue.
I'm like, burn it.
Like,
I don't want to hear it move. I don't want to see the veins. Just burn
man, come on. Skin it, wipe its ass, throw it on a plate.
I like it bloody.
Yep. Same thing with my hamburgers. I'll eat my hamburger. If I'm cooking it at home, I'll eat it. As soon as it hits 120 in the middle, It's off.
Yeah, I need to.
The more pink, the better.
Yeah, I don't like it well done. It's too dry.
It's too dry. It's not. It's. There's no flavor.
Says who?
Says
Well
us.
done burgers have no flavor. When you eat a hamburger that has pink in it, compared to a
You
well
do
done,
season your meat, right? You do put salt and pepper on it,
Yeah,
right?
but all that shit
it does
is
not matter. If you ever eat a burger that's not well done and has pink in it, the taste difference is remarkable. But you're never going to eat a hamburger that has pink in it.
I'm not going to eat a hamburger that raw.
Yeah,
You're basically so what you're doing is you're putting it on the thing, you flip it one time, and it's done.
You put it. Well, you're always supposed to cook. No matter how long you cook a burger, you only flip it once.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And if it's 80,
I'm burning it.
Tony's like,
I'm burning it. Yep, and then I'm putting cheese and bacon on it.
Do any of you guys eat fish?
Cheese, bacon, and mushroom.
I used to like mushrooms. I just got burnt out on them.
What did you say, Dave?
Any of you guys eat fish? Do you like fish?
I like fish.
Yeah, I love water.
I had eel earlier today.
At a sushi place?
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah, I
eel.
like eel.
The only if it's sushi, there's only certain things I'll eat. But as far as seafood goes,
Mm-hmm.
where I live, the only two things I'll eat is shrimp and catfish.
Oh, sushi?
No, just in general.
General?
Because growing up in Florida, I'm used to having the fish fresh, like right out of the water, put on my plate, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Right out
In,
of the ocean?
in Texas, especially San Antonio, I'm not eating any other fish other than catfish and shrimp, because catfish and shrimp you can freeze and it's still okay. But no, I'm just not.
You don't
And
eat garlic?
it's also Gulf of Mexico as opposed to the Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean fish is way better.
The Gulf is nasty.
Just the fish tastes different. Like there's grouper in the Gulf of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere near as good as grouper from the Goliath grouper from the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, okay.
Probably because of all those oil rigs, huh?
But I don't know. It just tastes different. And I don't like. It has to be white fish for me to eat it. If it's not white fish, I won't eat it. So I don't eat salmon. I don't any of that stuff.
I'm partial to swordfish and tuna.
Tilapia I won't eat because tilapia is a garbage fish. It eats the poop of all the other fish.
Yeah, that's pretty
But
disgusting.
you'll eat catfish.
Isn't tilapia like it's a farmed fish, right? Where
Yeah,
you can
farm fish on the bottom of tanks and they eat the poop of all the other fish.
Yeah, no
It's,
thank you.
It's not like I eat a lot of catfish, but catfish is
Well, tilapia is native to Africa. It's not a Eastern Hemisphere fish. It's not from North America. It's from Africa, actually.
Oh,
yeah, George. There is someone introduced tigerfish into the ocean into the Atlantic Ocean, and it is destroying the ecosystem.
what's tigerfish?
There are brown and white fish. They're very evasive fish. They have no natural predators.
And they got long teeth.
Yeah, they have spikes, poisonous spikes.
How did they get into the ocean?
Someone put them there.
Just put them in there.
People.
Animal and whatever they can adapt to their surroundings.
Yeah,
People-
but catfish don't just eat stuff that tilapia is just straight eating the poo of other fish. Catfish eat other stuff.
I only eat walleye and bass.
I've never had walleye.
Well, but but then I like tuna, but that's usually when I eat sushi. But I'll eat like tuna, salmon, but
Yeah,
stuff
George,
like
that's
that.
probably what happened. Same thing with the pythons and boa constrictors in the Everglades. They get too big for people to take care of them when they release them.
They
Oh,
release them out into the wild.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
snakeheads.
so terrified of snakes. Like I just have this really insane like fear of it. Like I can't even look at pictures of it. I get so like ooh, freaked out and whatnot. I just hate snakes. And so I went camping, and of course the I was walking back to the campground by myself, and I see the snake slithering across my path, and oh my god, I was like, oh my god, I can't even faint because it's gonna slither over me. And so I screamed like I was getting murdered and whatnot. But oh,
I love
I don't know
snakes.
what it is about snakes. I just don't like them at all.
I love snakes,
Oh my god. No, I can't do that. Snake.
especially boas and all that type of stuff.
Mm.
This is an awfully long third quarter.
Yep. I've
My
noticed
God.
that too.
This is long.
Like
Yeah,
I
it's a
always
long. It
want to
is.
do like the Amazing Race, you know. But then I'm like, oh man, but I can't do some of those challenges when they like end up in these countries and eat weird shit. I would get
Speaking of
eliminated.
hell, speaking of hell, I made up a dad joke.
What?
You made a dad joke.
Yep. How do you call people in hell?
Hello?
Um,
You use the hotline.
oh God.
Oh
Don't
my
quit your day
god!
job there, catch.
Those
Oh, I
10
made
points I
Davey
gave
quit.
you
The joke was so
earlier.
bad, I made Davey quit.
Those 10 points I gave you earlier. I'm taking those 10 points back now.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, it all starts in earnest next week. So
Yeah. So
So
Tuesday.
there's a game next Thursday, and then there's a game Friday, right?
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
Green Bay Philadelphia game is Friday in Brazil.
Yep. And the Thursday night game.
Good luck.
We will
Let's
be live.
make
We
it
will
back
be
alive.
live on Tuesday, doing the Vikings vintage on Wednesday. So
We're going Tuesdays,
no, I misspoke. Wednesday.
Wednesdays. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the same time, same bat channel, same bat time. So we're gonna do the Vikings vintage. We'll think of something to talk about. Maybe we'll talk greatest opening games or something. Who knows? Then Friday, I don't know if we'll do this again Friday or not. Tony and I will let you know.
Mhm.
And then I will be doing streaming of the game on Sunday. I don't know who's going to be doing it with me, but we'll do the live
I will be
stream.
watching my game with Trisha, and I'll also be watching the Falcons game with Trisha. So
And then
I
and
can
then all the variety post game shows. I don't know who's going to be doing those on Sunday.
I can
who did
on
who did the Falcons
Sunday.
open up against? The Steelers. The first Falcons first game of the year.
Who do you got on that game?
Steelers Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Home game, right?
Yep.
The beginning of the Kirk Cousins era. Well, wish me luck, guys.
And then they play the Eagles.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go as Atlanta wants. But it
Wow,
is
the
a new
Falcons.
game.
So the Falcons play the
So
Steelers, the Eagles, the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's a hell of a beginning of the season.
it is a noon game.
We
So
talked. Me and Trisha talked about that in depth. That yeah, and isn't that Eagles game a Thursday night game?
what? I thought Eagles was playing Packers on
That's
Friday.
week 1. Week 2, I think they're
Oh.
playing the Falcons.
Yeah, week 2 they're playing September 16th is the Eagles game, which is the 8th is the first game, so that's a Monday nighter.
I think we have a shot against San Fran because They do not look like they are in any rush to sign.
Okay, is that 3 years in a row that Kirk Cousins has played in Philadelphia on Monday Night Football?
No, because we
Yes.
played Monday
No,
night.
no, it's they have all been prime time, but not Monday night. I think one was a Thursday.
Yeah, one was a Thursday.
But he still lost.
He lost all three
yeah.
of them.
He lost all 2, and then they put him in Philadelphia for this one, but with a different team, and they
Yeah.
expect a different outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, everybody pray for me.
Maybe
So
we'll
everybody
see
do the
Penny
Notre Dame.
sooner
Everybody
than
do
this.
the Notre Dame pray for Tony instead of saying oh, dear our mother pray for us. Say pray for Tony.
Yes.
They traded Taylor Heineke away, so it's
And
gonna be
he's with the
Penny.
Chargers. Yeah. He's with
Yeah.
the Chargers. Yep. So, yeah. So, I mean, there's already talk that should Kirk stumble coming out of the gate early, they've made no qualms about pulling him for Penix. So
I don't care. It ain't our 100 million that.
all I can say is he's not our problem anymore. That's all I
Exactly.
can say.
Yeah.
He's not our problem. So once again, thanks everybody for coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Are we ending?
Did you see the private chat?
What?
Some of us work today.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm tired for some reason today. I don't know why.
No, because like we usually go till like 2, so I'm like, it's only 12. Say what?
We still got 5 people here. I mean, you guys can
Yeah.
do the show without me, but I don't know who's going to put the comments up or.
Oh,
I know Tony ain't doing it.
Lady, you know how he like is part owner of the Raiders?
Yeah.
So he will not have any access to practices or teams or because you know how he's doing the broadcasting thing too, right?
Yeah, and that's why they won't give him access.
Yeah, so I'm like, how's that going to work?
They
I
also
don't think Tom Brady. I don't think Tom Brady needs that.
Yeah, he's it'll work itself out, but he'll get info anyway. Somebody will slip him some info because he's Tom Brady.
It goes well. The whole Greg Olsen thing. I think that killed the Vikings when the Vikings lost to Carolina that time when they played them.
Yeah.
Greg Olsen was injured, but he was doing Fox games and he got access. And next thing you know, the Vikings are playing the Panthers. Greg Olsen comes back from injury, and lo and behold,
Yeah.
Do you guys think Bryce is going to take a step forward this season?
well, he would need to.
If not, do you think they're going to draft a quarterback next?
Who's that?
Bryce Young.
Because they'll probably have a top 5 pick again.
Ugh.
Probably.
Yeah, because Tepper. That's something Tepper would do. Where
Tepper is one of those people that should not own a team. He is one of those people that should not own a team. Well,
yeah, but then
Tepper's,
what would they do with Bryce? Like, would you trade him? And if you trade him, who's going to trade for him? You know,
a quarterback team with a quarterback coach who figures they can get something out of him, or else he's just a backup.
he's like 5'9". He can't see over these big ass linemen.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't trust any quarterback that's like under 6 feet. Sorry.
there's a lot of quarterbacks that are 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, I don't trust any of them.
What is McCarthy? 6'1"?
No, he's 6'3".
6'3"? Oh, okay. Oh, dude almost scored for.
No, he did score.
Yeah, I like. I have like no motivation to watch this season. I'm like, oh, wake me up next season.
I always have motivation, even when I know they're going to be bad.
3 wide receivers at the goal line? Are you serious?
Honestly, like I don't think they're going to be as bad as people are projecting.
Well, the national media, they can't make up their mind. we weren't good with Kirk, so we're going to be not good without Kirk. It's like,
But then Atlanta is
God.
going to go to the Super Bowl with Kirk.
yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
did you realize Kirk has had better teams than what he has in Atlanta, and he couldn't do shit with it, right?
Yeah, no shit. No shit. So, I'm going to wrap it up with this. George, I'll take your question. For the Vikings, the leader on offense against the Giants, it's going to the naked eye, it's going to look like JJ, but it's going to have to be Aaron Jones running the ball. That offensive line opening some holes for him. Don't force Darnold to throw 90 million passes the whole game. Take it to the Giants. They're not that strong up front against the run either. Run sweeps, run outside. You've got to run the ball somehow. Get Aaron Jones involved.
My prediction is Dallas Turner is the player of the game.
You know, something tells me I got Dallas Turner getting like 2 sacks, and I got
Oh yeah, the Giants have a crappy O-line too.
and I got Grenard getting like a strip sack.
It's worse than the Vikings offensive line.
Yeah.
So it'll be our shitty O-line against their shitty O-line.
Yeah, which one craps to bed worse?
I
Exactly.
think ours is a little bit better because we at least have 2 tackles.
I'll tell you right now, if it doesn't work out with Ingram, don't be shocked if they bring up Tyrese Robinson from the practice squad. He ends up
How
starting.
in the hell did that play stand?
Well, like, you know what I noticed during all the preseason was that second team offensive line looked pretty decent.
Yeah, they were opening up holes for Kine.
Yeah. I mean, they weren't like great, like whatever, but they looked pretty decent for a second team, you know?
Well, they also opened holes for Gaskin and the other running back they had running the
Like
ball.
Jurgens did not impress me that much, but Rouse looked good.
Jurgens is a project. He is just a straight up project.
And Robinson looked good.
Robinson and Rouse both look good. Rouse came
Yeah.
back down to earth against Philly, but for the most part, he looked good.
Yeah. I
in
mean,
his
he's
games.
good for depth, you know?
He's probably going to take over O'Neal's spot.
But can he play right tackle?
Natural position is right tackle.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's his natural position.
Yeah, I think
Well-
this is probably O'Neal's last year with us. But anywho, I'll shut up because I know we got to go.
Yeah. I would never tell you to be quiet, Sarah. But I'm just tired today for some reason. So basically, we'll be back on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure we'll do Friday night again next week. We'll talk more about the game, talk about the opening games on Thursday.
Well, Friday, we got to be on because of the Packer game.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
We got to check to see if they make it back alive.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
We might only have
So-
3 teams in our division for all we know. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate everybody for showing up. We will see you guys Wednesday.
Good
Have a
night.
good one.
We move forward like soldiers, you better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh. Fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up. Play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
You know I'm always honest. There ain't no way I'm ever stopping.
I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top,
I'm always
yeah.
flirting with pain. She like to hurt me and maim. I'm always working to change, but she's still lurking the same. I keep on building a dynasty while the haters be trying me, but they hate from inside. You see, hate themselves in society, so I let